Greetings, dear light workers, dear humans, dear whoever is listening to this video. My name is Sakari. I represent here the Arcturians, a highly evolved alien race who I have been working with for the past 15 years already and who I myself represent here as a human. My duty here is to channel information between the physical and the unseen worlds and bring that information here through putting my brain into silent mode, putting my mind into silent mode, and letting this information come through for my higher self, for my guides, as for in the highest possible best way for all my listeners. I always do this with light and love. And today I think we'll receive some special information that might be very interesting for many people. I've been getting the information that I would be channeling the Arcturians today. So let's see what information they are bringing into this moment, in this place and this time. Thank you for listening, and my name is Sakari. Let's go on with the channeling. And during this channeling, we want to ask you to ground yourself. If you have not done that already, it's a good reminder also to ground yourself. Grow those roots of light. Reach with those roots of light from your bottom of your feet, from the bottom of your bottom, and see these strong roots of light growing towards the planet Earth, towards the very core of the planet Earth. This is a good practice to do, especially right now, when the energies are so high in frequency, the energy is coming from the central sun. It's a good practice for every light worker to be reminded of this grounding work and to be grounded, to be able to work here as a human. And with these 4 words, let's go on with the channeling. I have already tuned myself, asked for some tuning spells or words that help me tune into the higher energies. So we are ready to begin. And I will use my hands here with these mudras right now. It's a way to help connect to certain energies and help uplift or upkeep the channeling state in this moment, in this time. I don't every time do it, but it kind of depends on the information being channeled and what kind of tuning my body requires to bring that information here. Greetings, dear light workers. I, who now speak through Sakari, represent one of his Arcturian guides, one of his Arcturian elder guides, hailing from the 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th dimension. In this way, we can transmit information even from higher or more deeper states of being than what Sakari here can do by himself. But we remind you that these are all still points of views, not absolute truths. We, the Arcturians, have chosen to look very deep into the structures of the realities, into the structures of the whole cosmos, and this way we have chosen to work with light and love. We have already surpassed all darkness in our consciousness. We have already went through the 6th dimensional plane, where the light and dark are separated, and we have chosen light in order to serve humankind, in order to serve the Creator, in order to serve everything that creates new life. And in this channeling today, we will be bringing information about the reptilian race. It is a race that has been very dominant on your planet also, but now we see that the time of those reptilians who have chosen the path of dominance is over. Their path has been over already since 2012 on your planet. This has been just preparation to really take them out from this planet and this plane of existence. But there exist still many of those reptilians who have chosen the path of light also. Many of the red-eyed Dracos, for example, have chosen to continue on the path of light in order to evolve towards the higher creator consciousness. There is no greater joy for them to be able to see on their path that they have been able to do this transformation. It has taken many millennia, thousands of years from your perspective in their consciousness in order to do this transformation and choose the path of light. But there are still many of those who serve the darkness also, who have been somehow involved in the past, in the actions creating this reality of your planet Earth. And now we can bring information about more of these races who have already been driven away mostly from your planet, but those effects of their actions still ripple in your reality in many big ways. So we want to bring just knowledge and information about the reptilian race, especially those who have not chosen to go beyond the 6D, light and dark separation process, where only the light energies, only the love energies can continue evolving. So it is our duty with happiness and love to do this sharing of the information. We know many of you are interested in what are these reptilians, what are these Nagas, what are these serpent beings, the feathered serpents once seen by the Mayans and the Aztecs, also flying from the skies, bringing them knowledge, bringing them courage, bringing them power to empower their enemies, to bring them power to conquer their enemies. Yes, a very important aspect of the Naga or the serpent or the reptilian race has been to choose dominance over others. But this has led them into a state where they have evolved too long, too deep, too circling in a round circle, rounding around, chasing their own tail, so to speak, eating each other actually, resulting in a state where they cannot anymore run out of that circle of eating each other and others and dominating others. So this is why their path has come to an end at this moment. There cannot be any development when you eat yourself and your own race. The human race has also been experiencing this kind of evolvement, developing towards dominance, but it has been been under influence of these dark reptilians. We say there is nothing to be feared, as fear only creates more of that which you fear. So in this way, we would recommend everybody who now feels maybe afraid a little bit, there is nothing to be afraid, nothing but the fear itself. The fear itself is what these beings have been working with for the past millennia, over thousands of years in this planet Earth. Feeding on the fear and actually creating fear so they might prevail over others. This fear that they have created has been such in a dominant role on your planet Earth that many thousands of years has been going on without actually witnessing the true nature of the humankind. Part of the humankind is actually also from the lizards, so they have given you a gift of power and dominance over others, and evolving through that path in order to see, in order to realize, in order to experience what is the right path, what is the correct path, what is the path where you can evolve further. We say, you have nothing to fear anymore. All the most deepest influences of the dark reptilian influence have been removed from your planet. Those who still try to somehow influence you are only the middlemen who are now confused about what is going on, confused where has their true power gone. And they will too start to realize that the power is not the path that the human race will take. You have already beaten that path of power. You have already surpassed it. But we will still now share more information about these reptilians and their nature, as many of you also represent reptilians, especially you starseeds. You have reptilian origins, reptilian DNA even in your bodies, because the human body has been involved in mixed in with the reptilian DNA. The reptilian form is such that it has chosen to reign over power, to choose dominance, to choose destroying others. And it has evolved in that path for so long that it has started to become its own gods. They have started to become disturbed by the path they have chosen, mentally ill, so to speak, mentally ill in a very disturbing way. This disturbing way of becoming mentally ill has created them the illusion that they are actually gods, that they are something to be worshipped, that they are something next to the creator, and actually they have taken the role of the creator for many of the humans now here on the planet Earth. They have the ability to shapeshift, to change their form, to project a field of transformation around them that creates an illusion, a powerful illusion. For those who cannot see through the illusion, they can become different beings, like gods, like Jesus, like angels, like ETs, like whatever they choose to project. They can create this illusionary field around them. Once you start to see and act from your heart, you can recognize this illusionary field very easily. But they still think that their birthright is to dominate you. They don't value kindness, courage. They don't value empathy. They don't value open-heartedness. They don't value helping others. Their society is such that only the strongest one wins, and everybody wants to be the strongest one. This is not a sustainable way of living. Once a high-ranking reptilian finds political dominance on planet Earth, for example, they are under constant threat from other reptilians who want to take their place. So in this way we see they cannot even anymore continue this path. They have been destroying each other actually right now. We say that the deepest reptilian beings have been removed from the course of the earth, from the high-ranking places in political dominions on your planet Earth, on political positions. Many of these shape-shifting reptilians have been removed from their power. What you see now is the middlemen acting out from chaos, trying to control that which they do not actually have the power to control, and their power will soon fade off. We say this with certain confirmation. We affirm this confirmation for you. Their power will soon fall off completely. You have nothing to fear if you are on the path of love. The way the reptilian mind thinks is, I am the best, I am the most highest, I am the most violent, I am the most close to the serpent gods who I serve. In their belief system, their highest creator is actually an illusionary model of the God creator, viewed through the lens of darkness, the lens of disturbance, the lens of distortion. In this way they cannot see even the God creator light, but they see only a distortion of the God creator light, so they cannot evolve through that anymore. For many now, the only choice has been to actually reset their whole being. We say their whole being, as there is a method to reset souls, and sometimes in rare occasions where a soul cannot anymore ascend, anymore cannot find out of the darkness, the only path is to send it to the original source to be cleansed and to be purified and to be actually destroyed completely. In these rare cases, a soul and all of its memories, all of its soul origins, all of its soul connections to others are completely destroyed and turned into light, turned into new creation force. The God creator and the higher evolved ETs are assisting right now on planet Earth in doing this in many places. The way this is done is through starseeds on planet Earth. So many of you might have experienced this kind of experiences where you are witnessing souls being destroyed, or you have been a channel for this kind of act. It is nothing to be feared of. You have been working with accordance to your warrior spirit, to your protection, to your guidance, and the way that you were meant to be here. Part of you who have been part of these sessions, actions, you might be slightly traumatized by these actions, but we say God will take care of everybody. Let God judge those who have done wrong. Let the Creator judge those who have done wrong. We remind you also of your role as protectors, as warriors, as creators, co-creators, helping this planet Earth. If you sense you are being attacked, there is no wrong in defending yourself. But if you are doing the attacking, you have something to think about. So this is just a reminder about this nature of what is happening here with the reptilians right now. We will also bring some information about how they have affected the planet Earth and its course over the past 500 years and so on. And so. We confirm to you that the governments, especially those in the US of A, have been working closely with these reptilian beings and have gained a lot of power from them and have tried to affect been affecting your consciousness through aids of news, music, media, movies, Hollywood, everything that comes to your mass consciousness has been affected in some way through these reptilian beings. There are also light workers inside these governments, inside these media outlets, inside these movie houses, inside these radios, inside these music labels, but they have not been able to affect this too much. But the long work, the hard work, the work that has required a lot of patience now comes to fruit. A lot of these control systems are now being dismantled and have been dismantled. The power that these beings have over us, over you as humans, has been fading away, and now we can see already a path, a opportunity, a possibility for you to completely get out of this situation. We see this happening through people coming to their own power, through people, especially you starseeds, those spiritual people, spiritual masters of the light, speaking out their truth. You are conscious co-creators, and in order to speak out your or create your reality together, it requires you to speak out your truth. We would encourage you to speak out your truth in order to make this world a more positive place to live in. We say, if you do it now, if you do it fast, if you do it quick, you will have a higher chance of not facing so much resistance over the coming years. This co-creation, this elimination of the reptilian forces has been of highest importance for us as Arcturians also, in order to guide you to out of the darkness. Some say that this is a prison planet, some say that we are under control still, but that is not actually true. We always have a path out of all the darkness through the power of love and light. And so we say also, if you meet these reptilians, if you meet these beings who have taken control over humans, have compassion for them, have compassion for them, for they are another you also. If you judge yourself, you will only judge others also, and if you judge others, you will judge yourself also. So we try to remind you to be compassionate now in the upcoming years, when a lot of this information is now coming to the surface. Try to be compassionate, try to understand, oh, they did their part. They did their part. It is not my part to judge. It is the Creator's part to judge. This is something we remind you of. You as humans, when you try to judge others, you will also fall easily into the trap of becoming your false gods. Becoming false creators, becoming or stepping higher than some others. And this way, you were close to actually walking the path of the reptilian dominance, but due to the special nature of the time, also foretold by the Mayans and the Aztecs, due to the special nature of the time and the foretold ascension process and the alignment of the planets, this was successfully prevented. This is now a very special time for many souls now on this planet Earth. This is a very special time. So many would have liked to be here witnessing this overthrowing of the darkness and choosing the light. Now those who actually served the light and the warrior path will come out more. They will now show the way. They will now use their blades of light. They will now use their weapons of light to carve out away from the darkness. We remind you of this also. You are being protected all the time. There are people, there are spiritual masters who are always helping with you. There are actually Jedis amongst you who walk the normal path or seemingly walk the path of the normality, but under the covers, under the behind the screen, they are doing their light work with mighty passion. You might not hear about them, you might not see about them, they are not covered in the media. The media is currently owned still by the middlemen, who are now afraid what will happen to them. They will try to turn on the faucet of darkness even more, but we say, try to resist that. The darkness can only create that which people agree upon creating themselves also. There is nothing that can be created without allowance from the co-creators. The universal laws require you to be part of a creation by allowing and actually agreeing into that creation. Many of the news, many of the informations that come now are actually just psyop operations trying to get you agree into co-creating a world which you do not actually want to create. So we remind you, try to be careful on what you give thoughts to. Will you still continue giving thoughts to those dark ideas, to those ideas of world dominance, to those ideas of war, to those ideas of slavery, to those ideas of actually total dominance? Will you still continue that? This is a question we ask. We encourage yourself to ask in this moment. We say, by following these false gods, these false ideas left behind by the reptilian creatures mostly, you are agreeing into creating that world. By detaching yourself from that world, by detaching yourself from those news, from detaching yourself from this media, from detaching for yourself from these religions, from detaching yourself from these mass ceremonies, you will have much more space to create that which you actually desire and want to create in this world. This is our short reminder of the nature of the energies in this time. The central sun is now bringing so much light, so much new creation power that we totally recommend, and actually some of you are required very strongly even to follow only your heart, to disconnect from all that which does not serve, to reconnect to that which serves the highest best, and choose that every day, every day, every day, every day, every day. Choose and vocalize it. Your throat chakra has a lot of power, a lot of strength, a lot of creation force. When you vocalize things for yourself, when you ask for guidance, when you affirm creation forces to come out of the highest best, to find all the people that will help you on the path from the highest best, serving light and love, you will attract like a magnet all that into your life. This was our message into this moment. We were the Arcturians, always serving with light and love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, that was a little bit difficult to channel. I noticed my throat got a little bit stuck there. It's not so easy information, but I'm glad got the opportunity to channel that in this moment, and I hope this opens up many questions for you, dear listeners. I've been witnessing these things happening behind the scenes for over 10 years already. We don't see what happens there if you don't have the eyes for it, and just many of those things that are now actually dissolving or have been dissolving the control structures. We don't hear about those at all. There's no bragging, there's no boasting about it in social media, because if you do that, it's so easy to slip into the path of the ego, like, oh, I did this, I did that. If you see somebody saying out things like this, yeah, just be like careful about like who you are listening to. So I try to be very careful about also what I share, what I've experienced. It's not any use to share many of that stuff, even, you know. Maybe I talk about it to some close friends who I know I can trust, and that's it. We all need help and therapy also. We all need somebody to talk to. Some of these things might be traumatic. You might experience very dark things on the path of the light worker. You might experience like very traumatic events even. So it's good to talk to some people about that, but try to be careful not to just like boast about it. That's what I've received, or not even put it out anywhere. Yeah, this was Sakari. Thank you for listening.